Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central CFL content for the fans, by the fans. We have episode 21 of the CFC podcast with a very special guest and brand new Blue Bomber, Deandre Lamont. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank y'all for having me, man.
So for starters, how was your day? Is it doing all right?
Yeah, today was good. The last workout of the week before the weekend, it was a long week. Worked out every day of the week today. I mean, this week was crazy, but
there you go.
It was good. Just came back from helping out one of my old teammates, Sherrod Baltimore, with his DB camp he be doing every Friday out here in Ottawa. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice. So you're in Ottawa right now?
Yeah, I'm still in Ottawa.
Oh, sweet, nice. And then you'll be over in Winnipeg soon enough.
Real soon. Yep.
There we go. So for starters, just to kind of give people kind of some background on you, this kind of one that we usually like to kind of run by. What was kind of your experience playing sports growing up? What kind of got you up? What got you into football? Kind of, I'd say to the end of high schoolish.
So with sports, I played everything. I played football, basketball, I ran track. I played soccer in school for a year, but I played it growing up with my friends and family back in Trinidad. And baseball, I played in the 6th grade, and then when I got to high school, I played for 2 years. So I pretty much did everything. But
there you go.
With football, I realized when I was probably with my sophomore year, I was on varsity for basketball, and I wasn't really feeling. I wasn't playing as much, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. So I gave basketball up at my sophomore year, and then I went to run track during the basketball season. And it was just more so just me focusing on football. But what got me into football was pretty much playing with my cousins in the front yard, watching one of my cousins. He played growing up. I'll be wearing 27 this year. He wore 27 in high school. So he was kind of one of my big influences with football. And then also my first football game was Texas versus USC in the national championship. That was crazy. That was one of the first football games I ever watched. So seeing that kind of made me fall in love with the game, and I just been football ever since. I cried when my mama didn't sign me up the first year. that's how I got to play football. So my mom from the Caribbean, she wasn't with the football thing. So
just from a safety standpoint, or
she ain't really like the fact of
You're out there having the time of your life. Whenever you're out there, she's pulling her hair out oh God, stay healthy. Concerned mothers, we love them.
It's funny you mentioned that, because my mom, when she goes and watches my nephews play, she'd rather watch them play lacrosse than hockey.
Yeah,
because lacrosse, you can go in two-hand people.
See, that's the thing, is that lacrosse is one of those things where it is the more I didn't really grow up on lacrosse. I know some people did, but every time I see lacrosse, I'm like, oh my God, that's it looks just absolutely brutal.
I don't think I ever watched a lacrosse game. I probably skimmed through it on TV or something. I never just sat and watched it. So
it looks. If you've ever seen clips of old time hockey where they pull the jersey over and they're beating the crap, because hockey, fighting is allowed in lacrosse. And so, it looks like one of those things where whenever I see clips, I'm like, was anything here called the penalty, or is just anything goes? So it's, I've never attended a proper lacrosse game, but it looks to be a fun, highly dangerous time.
Yeah.
I got to get more in tune with the lacrosse game. I ain't really, all I know is you can use football cleats in lacrosse.
There you go.
Oh. Because you're supposed to go like this with the stick, rattle it when you're running, and you can just go up, you have to kind of two-hand them in the wrist.
You know what I'm gonna do after we get off here? I'm gonna go watch some lacrosse highlights.
There you go.
Now you want to look up NLL, National Lacrosse League.
National Lacrosse League.
Yeah, they have a few teams in Canada and the United States. I don't know how many teams they have. I know that Saskatchewan's got one. But Winnipeg, they've talked about getting one, but they don't have one right now.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Yeah.
Sure.
Is it true that the national sport for Canada is actually lacrosse and not hockey?
That is half true. Lacrosse is the national summer sport. Hockey is the national winter sport.
Okay.
I was going to say depends on where you are.
Does
because It does in Ontario.
Oh shoot.
Because if you are more of like the native, like on like the Indian Reserve,
Mm-hmm.
they take that shit seriously, like
Mm.
lacrosse.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you come down to like Toronto, Hamilton, Ontario stuff, like even like Sault Ste. Marie and all that, it's all hockey.
Okay.
So it all depends on.
I think he was talking officially though, because officially I remember at least at one point I remember there being talk about how lacrosse was the national sport. But I looked into it, and what seen on the government website at least was talking about how they technically have two national sports. It just there's a national summer sport and a national winter one, so lacrosse and hockey
That
for
makes
those two. That's what I saw on the government website. So I don't know anything
sense.
else. That's what I know.
It makes sense.
If you don't like it, blame the government. But yeah, I think Rick. I think
The,
you had the next one
yeah,
here.
the next question is in high school, you played various positions, both offense and on defense. Which position has helped you truly develop as a DB in the CFL?
And that was
Uh,
from A Dog 95 on our Discord. Just that was one of the fan questions. I wanted to put that in there.
what position helped me the most? I would probably have to say quarterback.
Oh
Just
yeah.
being a quarterback, certain quarterback tendencies. And then secondly,
Mm.
receiver. Being a receiver in high school, you look for certain things in what receivers do. I think growing up, playing multiple positions for anyone will be helpful. One, you are you're versatile, so you can play. If you play offense, somebody might want you as offensive player. If you can play defense, somebody wants you. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like if you can play both of them, it just depend on what they need or what's needed. It might
Exactly.
be the opportunity that can come for you, and that's why growing when I was in high school, I played everything. One game I was playing quarterback, one game I was playing running back, another one I was playing receiver. I started off varsity as a corner, and my next year I ended up coming in the first game of the year. The first game of the year, our quarterback got hurt. I'm coming in as a backup quarterback as a sophomore, and I'm just like, it might actually was my junior year. I ain't gonna lie, that was probably the nervous moment of my life in football because I didn't expect to play quarterback. I was really okay. They got me as a backup quarterback, but I'm out here playing receiver. And then he went down and got hurt, and that was just the most nerve wracking thing. But like I just say, quarterback and receiver helped me the most as a DB. Just knowing how to play those two positions, I have that in the back of my mind when I'm going against
Yeah.
quarterbacks and receivers on the field.
Yeah. Well, and also I like kind of you were saying from everything that I've seen, like especially I'd say especially kind of the younger you are or being in high school or whatever, football coaches are going to put you wherever they think they need you. You know what I mean? It's
Right, right,
like
right.
it's one of those things where it's not like with some sports where you're very much kind of locked into a position. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, maybe some players in football, like like you're our long snapper. We only got one guy who can snap long. We can't
Right,
afford you to go down.
right.
But just because even I remember just like I had played linebacker in high school. And then my coach was like, "All right, we ran out of big guys. You're on the O line. Get over here." just and just kind of dragging you around, and that's kind of how
It's
I've seen it.
It's funny you say that because my best friend he played linebacker and we didn't have enough people to play O line, so they moved him to guard.
Yeah,
So
yeah. No,
it's
I got moved
funny
to
you say
center.
that.
They're like, here, we got this one guy who graduated last year who knows how to snap. Teach him how to snap. Throw him in there. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So that's how it goes. It's kind of a bit of a funny thing in that regard. But so
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of your time playing through high school, and then I'd seen here you went to college both at Central Arkansas as well as Illinois State. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
How was that?
Uh, it was great. It's funny because, like I said, I play receiver. I wanted to go to college to play receiver, and Central Arkansas was probably like my third or fourth offer, and or probably was more. It was more so on the back end, but they offered me as a receiver, and I had a couple schools offer me as a DB. I had a couple offer me as an athlete, and Central Arkansas with them, I'm like, okay, I can go play receiver here. Colorado State, they wanted me to play DB, but I was like, nah, I don't want to play DB. Like, I want the ball in my hand. And so I committed. I committed there, thinking I'm going to play receiver. and my home visit comes around, which is like a week before signing day, and my recruit, the coach that recruited me, Coach Boykin, he came and he was like, "Yeah, I'm coming with a DB coach." I'm like, "All right, cool." I'm not thinking nothing of it. Come sit down in the living room, and it was like, "Yeah, man, we want you to play DB. Like, how you feel about that?" In my head, I'm like, "Wow, this is crazy." I'm like, in my head, I'm like, "Nah, I don't want to play DB," but I was like, "It's cool. I just want to play football. I mean, I've played it before, so it's nothing. As long as I'm playing football, I'm happy."
Yeah.
Man, and that week time, I hit up Colorado State. I'm like, man, what y'all y'all still want me to come play DB? Like, if that's the case, I might as well go to FBS school and play DB. But it was too
Yeah.
late at that point. And then when I got there, it wasn't too much of a hard transition. It was just getting used to techniques and stuff like that. My freshman year, I was in rooms with Tremon Smith, Robert Rochelle, both those guys in NFL. So I looked at them in that position to see how it was, because both of them were the same shoes as me. They were both offensive players in high school, and they got
Yeah.
the UCA and they turned DBs, and both of them got drafted to NFL as a DB. So I just looked at them. Went to them for help, certain things. I even asked them for help now. Like, I show them clips of me in camp or something. Like, what y'all think about this technique? How can I be better here? So
Yeah.
that was great. I learned from them. I had 4 different DB coaches. I learned all from them. Coach Howard, Coach Scales, Coach Scott, um, and Coach Jones. And I learned from them. And then I took everything from there. Then when I went to Illinois State, I pretty much had all the tools in my bag. So like with them, it wasn't too much that I had to learn. I was the oldest DB in the room, and
Yep.
so I just took what I learned from them and then took it to the field there. So I played corner and I played nickel. So it was fun, and it was a great experience at both universities.
So
That's fair.
I have a follow-up question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So we all know how NIL is these days. People just going to school for for money bags. Would you have changed like your decision to go to Central Arkansas? Like obviously things these days are different, but like would you have still gone to like a smaller school than go to like a big name school back if it if things were back then like they are now?
Um, if I was in the situation I was coming out of high school with the offers I had, I definitely probably would have went to FBS school, just because
Nice.
like it was, the NIL is it's a different thing nowadays, and then you got the transfer portal, so you can use all that to your benefit if stuff don't work out. But I I would have loved to got a little bit of that NIL money.
I mean, I
Um,
can't blame you there.
I mean, some of the stuff that people are getting offered these days are ridiculous.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. It is crazy.
They're
My
just
little
handing
brother,
them
he's
the.
in college. Yeah, my little brother in college right now, and he trying to work his way back into that. So we're gonna
Yeah.
see how that
But I
goes.
mean, some of these guys are getting like seven like bands, like seven
Yeah,
million. It's like,
yeah,
geez,
yeah. It's
just to
crazy.
play college.
It's crazy. I like growing up playing NCAA and stuff. I'm like, people can't get paid, so they stopped making NCAA or whatever. And then I'm like, man, we gotta get paid as college athletes. Now I'm like, all right, we need a little structure in this because they giving out. You got people. It's crazy. Like, hey, get paid. I love it. I love it. But we just need some structure because it's like every year the portal is flooded and everybody just looking for a
Yeah.
bag. Nobody really. I think what we missing in college now is just people getting developed and stuff like that. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for everybody getting paid, but also develop as a player, develop as a human. You know what I'm saying? Learn life
Yeah.
skills from coaches, and don't just we can't just quit or move because we're not getting the opportunity. We got to work for opportunity. Like me, I redshirted my first year, and then my redshirt freshman year, my fourth game, I tore my ACL. I could have easily like, all right, gave that up, but I worked my butt off through my therapy, my rehab, and then I came back off season with the team, and I was just worked and worked, and they was like, man, you work so hard, and then you gotta find somewhere for you on the field, and then they found a spot at the nickel position, they found me a spot at the DB position, and I just ran with it after that.
Yeah. I just find it so interesting now how you can have a guy making so much money and at the same, he still has to go to college classes. Like it's one of those things where it's like he's still going as like it's like okay, this guy is clearly making the NFL. He's making he can retire in college. Like
Right. Right.
But
still got to go
like
to math
DeAndre was
class.
saying,
Gotta go.
you gotta go to class to like learn things. There's people. Oh, I forget which NFL player it was. It's like he's broke and filing for bankruptcy because he let his parents control his money, or maybe it was a hockey player. And now the guy's broke and going through bankruptcy because he spent his money foolishly. And now it's like, well, if you would have taught
I think you see
kids
that in a lot of different
financial,
sports.
if you would have seen it financially, you know, control your money not stupidly, then
Yeah.
you'd be set for the rest of your life, especially on the money
Yeah.
that they're making these days.
Yeah. That's the one thing in college with the NIL. I feel like they gotta help with the financial literacy and make sure money's being saved, put in the right places. And I have seen situations where parents are trying to control where kids are going because of certain NIL deals and stuff. Like they
Yeah.
don't care like, oh, this is where I want to go. They care about, oh, we want you to go here because they give you this XYZ. But you
Yeah.
know, it's that's the downfall behind NIL.
Yeah. It sounds like kind of a whole different ball game now
Yeah.
in terms of college recruiting.
Yep.
But we have another question here from ADog95 from our Discord. This is a bit of a long one, actually. He said, when you transferred to Illinois State for the Redbirds in 2022, you were under the guidance of Coach Cody Deddy. Is that correct? Am I pronouncing that right?
Dita.
Dita. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I knew. I was like, I know I'm going to mispronounce that. You had a good year as you were an honorable mention for All Missouri Valley Football Conference. Do you think that he helped you grow your stock for getting picked up by a pro team? It's a long
Yeah, like
one.
I said, D-Ty, Coach Camp, Coach Banks, that whole defensive staff, like that whole like the scheme of the defense was amazing. I ain't gonna lie, when I first went on my visit there and we was talking football, they were showing me like what certain plays or like how the playbook was. I'm like, okay, this is more like I see what y'all got going. They ran a pro style defense and then they didn't really because the Missouri Valley is like it's big on big out there. It's almost like Big Ten football, the FCS. So they didn't really get into the nickel formation and stuff like that. And that's what I really love to play in was a nickel package defense. But going there and seeing that I can fit in that type of defense and also be in a nickel type of defense, it was like this is a perfect spot for me. Like I tell my friends now, like I love UCA, but if I had probably 2 more years at Illinois State, I would have it would have been amazing. But like I said, that definitely showed I got to show my versatility a lot there, being able to play at the nickel position and bang with the big boys in the trenches, and then also getting on the outside and cover up receivers and stuff. So I definitely I loved my time there at Illinois State. It was only 6 months, but it was a great time.
Yeah.
Shout out to Coach D-Ty, Brock Spack, all them guys there.
There you go. So you find that kind of your time at Illinois State had really kind of made you a bit more of a more versatile DB. Am I kind of reading into that correctly? Is that what you're saying? Or
Yeah, so my last year at Central Arkansas was my first time actually going full nickel.
oh, okay, I
Uh,
see.
so I went there full nickel, and then when I got to Illinois State, it was just me being able to get in there, play nickel, and also be able to move to outside.
Gotcha.
And then the level of competition was a lot better because my last couple years at UCA, we were going into different conferences with we was in the Southern Conference and we ended up in the ASUN or something. The ASUN was new at the time. And
I see.
then going from the ASUN to the Missouri Valley is definitely like the talent there is different. It's a lot of most of the times national championship FCS is coming from Missouri Valley. So I love playing in that competition. I feel like it was the most like pro ready conference that you could go to, and it was just
There you go. Think Rick,
The
you got the
next one
next
that
one?
we have was, what was your best college memory, one football related and one non-football related?
it goes. All right, well, since you said one football,
Okay, we'll just put it this way. Ones
nah,
that you can talk about.
nah. It's not even that you can talk about. It's just it's pretty much the same football and non-football. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's
Oh,
gonna
fine.
do, I'm
okay.
gonna do one. I'm gonna just do this one, and it was our trip to Hawaii. We played
Oh,
Hawaii.
nice.
We played Hawaii in 2019. We was there for almost a week, damn near. We was probably there for like 5 days or something like that. But that was the best team trip we took. It was to Hawaii, first of all. It was all
There
free
you go.
because we
It's
was
got to be like it's like beautiful.
yeah, it was beautiful. We was there to play a game. I made a whole vlog of the trip, and then um, it's crazy because that game we played was my first college interception.
Oh, there you
So
go.
Ooh.
it was that's why I'm saying like going to Hawaii because of the game outside of football, and then being there and I caught my first college pick, and I called it before the game. I sat there and told my aunt before the game I get one because my mom was there, my aunt was there, and my older cousin was there. So that was also a great
Oh,
feeling.
nice. Had a bunch of family there.
Yeah.
When did you first hear about the CFL?
Um, I don't know exactly what age I was, but it was just a rant. Like the first time ever seeing the CFL was random. I'm not even gonna say because it was
Flipping through the
flipping through the TV,
TV.
and I want to say it was ESPN. I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, okay, CFL. But then I really like caught a whiff of it whenever like Chad Ochocinco was coming out here, Terrell Owens and stuff like that. That's when I really was like, okay, people really go out here to play real ball. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then towards like the not even the back end, I would say whenever I was going through the draft process and I was training in North Carolina. I didn't really think it was going to be a thing for me to come to Canada. I never thought I was going to come to Canada. I always had in the back of my mind, like if NFL don't work, I might, I can. It's new leagues coming up, and then there's also always the
Yeah, there was like
CFL,
the AAF, the XFL, a bunch of kind of leagues that
the
kind of.
USFL, yeah,
Yep,
the
and now the
USFL,
UFL.
XFL, right? So I was like, I never really had my focus on none of that. It was always NFL, and then really going through my training process, it was one day I was training, I got a call from my agent, and he was all like, we just got an offer from Ottawa. And I'm like, what? I'm like, bro, the draft ain't here. I'm like, I was excited at the time, but I was like, nah, NFL to go, NFL to go. And then I was just like, man, let's see if we can hold that in the back pocket until then. And then it was probably after pro day when I wasn't hearing nothing. That's when I was like, I'm gonna just go up here just so I can, make sure I'm still playing football. But yeah, I would say flipping through the channel one day is when I figured out what CFL was.
Yeah.
It was ESPN or something like that. It was a random day and the game was on.
Yeah. So then when you kind of came up to Canada and then with Ottawa and whatnot, even before you necessarily had like your first game, even just kind of getting a feel for things, whether that's kind of the differences in the field or the rules or just kind of the talent and whatnot, what was kind of your, I guess, kind of first impression actually playing Canadian football, even just in practice?
Um, it was really the field was the first thing, and then getting used to the waggle
Yeah.
because you could throw an outright out here and you could think the field is finna like out of bounds is on the way, but they still got an extra 5-10 yards to go. And that used to piss me off. and then
He's like, they're
and then
coming at
getting
me full speed. They're supposed to be stationary.
and then the waggle was some getting used to. But after I got used to it, after the few couple days, it was like, okay, now I'm just playing football. And once
Yeah.
my rookie camp, I'm not gonna lie, my rookie camp, I was like, okay, I can do this. Like that's when rookie camp was fun for me. I'm not even gonna lie to you, it was fun to me. My guy Garrett, he always tell me like, bro, when I seen you do what you was doing in camp, I knew you was gonna stick around for a while. I was like, well, so that's
There
my
you go.
yeah.
So you were talking. I remember you were saying before, kind of about how you had really enjoyed playing as a receiver and whatnot, even just going into college. Do you think, like, if you'd still been playing receiver, that something like the waggle you would be kind of excited for, or not as much, and you would prefer kind of that stationary traditional start that you see in American
Waggle's a
football?
cheat code. the,
As
the
long as you don't
Waggle's a
run
cheat
offside.
code. Yeah, as long as you don't run offside, if you can master the waggle, bro, the waggle's a cheat code. I'm not gonna lie, but I would say this: I am glad I played defense. As a receiver, you got too much to worry about. You got to worry about the ball getting snapped right. You got to worry about the quarterback seeing you wide open, and then you got to worry about the O line blocking all this extra stuff. So I
Yeah.
like being on defense.
There you go. So it's warmed up for you.
Yeah. The
That's good.
offense. You know, if y'all ever want to give me a little package or something, y'all can still give me. I touch the ball a little bit, but I have to get the ball by catching interceptions and stuff, picking up fumbles or something. But if I can get a little offensive package,
Oh, there you
I'm
go.
just saying.
I was about to say you let O'Shea know. Get him to throw you out there. All right. And then another one we got here actually is what is the biggest difference, specifically as a DB, in kind of the CFL versus down south in the United States? So we've kind of gotten a few different answers for this over the past. Some have mentioned the conditioning. Some have just mentioned the overall positioning. Obviously, the waggle, field size. What do you find is kind of the biggest difference for you for your position?
It's definitely the waggle and like the field. Like I said, the how big the field is, because you know, in the states, everything is stationary until the ball is snapped. So even as like you could say in the nickel position is where you really gonna get a waggle at. Down south in the states or whatever, NFL, UFL, there's no waggle. So I feel like it's easier to guard somebody in the slot than it is out here with somebody running a waggle. You gotta figure out the tempo of what with this tempo, what are you gonna get with your leverage? How much field they got to do this, how much field they got to do that. I would say the waggle is like the biggest thing, honestly. That's the biggest difference. If I always say if you can guard somebody in the waggle out here, you can go down south and guard somebody in the slot.
There you go.
You can guard somebody in the slot, and you can go out and then, going out to the outside is the same thing. Is down like there's really no unless they off the ball, it's a waggle, but
Yeah.
there's no real big difference on the outside besides like the press and how far off you got to be from the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much the big difference for me. Like I always tell people, if you can guard the waggle out here, you can go down south
And you're good.
yeah.
That's fair.
So the next question is, what's your favorite memory so far in the CFL?
2024, the home record for in Ottawa. It was that. I'm not gonna say I'm not. Yeah, it was that. It was definitely that. Because if I say what my I gotta say it.
You can tell us later.
No. I'm gonna just say it. It was when we played Winnipeg and we came back and won. That was my first game
Oh,
starting.
I remember that game.
That was the craziest moment ever. I was like,
Carter,
okay.
was that
in Winnipeg?
comeback?
Was that in Winnipeg?
That was in Ottawa when Crumb had they called the Crumb back.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, yeah, the start of the comeback.
You know what? You know why I remember this? I remember this because I remember I do a bomber video for my channel after every game, and I remember being very pissed off that day, and so I remember that. So
that was and the home record in 2024. That was my favorite memory of the CFL so far. Because that game was like my welcome to the CFL. I'm like, oh, this is what the CFL is like.
So if you go look at CFL history, my team claims it all. When we went 1-17 one year.
That's like some New York Jets, Cleveland Browns type of numbers right there.
That's I can't even say nothing. My high school, my senior year, we went 0-10.
Yeah, that's only 10 games. He's talking 18 games. They won once. Think about it. Think about it. Like, God, you know what's got to be hard with that, Rick? Like, imagine you work for the marketing team. You're like, all right, we need to get more people in this building. We're gonna market our player. We're gonna do it. How do you market a team that wins one game? Hey, come spend money at this game and watch the inevitable collapse.
Do you know what's even worse than that?
What's worse than that?
Not winning a Grey Cup in this friggin' century.
Oh yes, this is right. Yes. The Ticats, no Grey Cup since 1999.
We haven't won a Grey Cup since 99.
Yeah.
99?
That's the biggest drought in the CFL for a Grey Cup. It was Winnipeg for a while, for about 29 years, and then 2019 they ended that. But ever since then, it's been Hamilton. 1999 is their last Grey Cup win, which is why the joke is made every year when it's on New Year's Eve. That, like, I remember this past year was like, oh, at this time it's going to be 2026 in France, and at this time it's going to be 2025 in Ottawa, and in Hamilton it will always be 1999. As they haven't moved past it yet. So
We're getting there eventually.
yes. Well, you know what? Hamilton does look like a good team, but the unfortunate thing is that the last two times they've ran into Winnipeg in the final, it has not gone well. So
Don't go good for 'em.
let's hope that happens again. But this next one actually was asked from. This was actually a few different people asked us. One of our friends named Tony from a Facebook group we're in, and then also Matthew Dale, who is on the CFL Chatter Facebook group. Both of them were asking, why did you choose to go to Winnipeg? What was there any interest from any other teams?
Winnipeg was one of the first teams to actually show like real interest. We talked to a couple teams throughout the process, but they was the first one to like show real interest and really offer something. So
Oh yeah,
it was like, you know what I'm saying? So it was not. There was no point in me waiting around to see if I was gonna get anything else. Like, you know, it's like recruiting when
yeah,
one of the schools come and recruit you and they show like this real interest in you. It's like, why not? What's the point of waiting? So, you know.
yeah,
And then it was more so something like through the process I'm praying for it. Like I'm trying to win. I want to
yeah.
win.
Yeah.
I want to win. So wherever I land, I just want to win. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of if it was still in Ottawa or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? I just want to win at the end of the day. So that was really how it was, you know, first interest, and we went with it.
So kind of an interesting follow up to that. Just because with some players we've heard about that process kind of going really really quickly. How long was that process from? I'd say kind of first contact with Winnipeg, because Winnipeg's where you ended up signing. From first contact to like, okay, we're getting this done, signing it. Like this is gonna happen. You know what I mean?
The same day.
Wow.
Yeah.
So really quick.
Yeah, it was a quick turnaround the same day. It's funny because I was on the phone with my mom and my aunt at the time, and I was just letting them know, like, yeah, I had told them what was going on, and then they was letting me know like everything gonna be all right, like you gonna get that call soon or whatever. And like 3 minutes later, I got a call from my agent. I was like, let me call y'all back, and then he was like, yeah, Winnipeg just they just sent the offer. What you trying to do? I'm like, oh, what? Let's do it. And then I called my mom, my aunt back on WhatsApp. They was in Trinidad at the time. I called them back on WhatsApp at the time, and it was like the smiles on their faces was crazy, and it just had me smiling. It was a crazy moment.
Just a loving, supportive family.
Yeah.
There you go. That's always good.
So with the uprights moving back in 2027 and the short end zones, how do you feel that will affect your style in the red zone?
You said the upright moving back and
Yeah, like the goalposts
for 2027. So not this year, but the following year when the end zone shorten and the uprights move back. Yep.
I always say like offenses still have their full playbook because they got a whole 20 yards to play with the back of the end zone. I feel like with that, you don't have you can eliminate some things, but you can't really eliminate everything because they still can just stop at the front of the end zone. But I think the biggest play, like the biggest thing that they have in the end zone now is that big corner is like the biggest thing that offenses like to do that I think they like to do. But with the 15 yards, you take that away, and then with the field goal post, you ain't got to worry about running into it as a DB. Like sometimes that's the most nerve-wracking thing is running across that and that goal post being right there. Because you've seen it. I don't think I've seen it happen in a game, but you've seen it happen in practice.
We've seen it in a few CFL games.
Yeah, so we've seen it in a couple games, and then I'm trying to remember who it was that we had on. Someone from Montreal, Rick. Who was it that we had on that was saying that he saw Charleston Rambo like absolutely smoke the uprights in practice?
That was
was that Hakeem? Was that Hakeem Harris? or was that Lorenzo Burns? It was one of the two.
It was one of
We
them.
had both of them on. One of them had mentioned that Rambo had basically in the middle of practice had rammed into the upper.
I'm sorry, but like something like that, as much as you would, if that was you, that'd be embarrassing. You gotta laugh at that.
Nah, yeah, you definitely gotta laugh at that. That's something
Yeah.
like
Have you hit it yourself?
Not that I can think of. Nah, I don't ever.
Oh God! Maybe it hit you a little too hard. Oh my goodness!
It might have knocked me out a little bit. But like if we doing like if we in a 2-point possession period or something like that, and I'm next to the goalpost, I always make sure like before the ball snap, I make sure I hit it a couple times. I know, hey, look, I'm right here by it. But other than that, nah, I don't think that's what I can think of.
It's always funny whenever I do see someone run into the goalpost, I think of those graphics that show up in I can't remember if it's NFL or college. Whenever someone gets a big hit and then it shows the player graphic, oh, such and such Colorado State or whatever the hell, and it's like the goalpost making a defensive play of themselves. Yeah, goalpost from fucking everywhere.
Yeah, I never realized how much of a factor that goalpost played until they showed it with that one hand catch. I didn't even realize it was in the way of the view and stuff like that. That was.
Yeah, I think you're talking about the one with the graphic that the CFL put out when they were announcing all the changes.
Yeah, announcing it, yeah.
And they showed it like going away, and you're like, wow, it kind of actually like opens it up a bit. I'm so used to seeing it. Like I just don't even think anything of it.
Right.
Yeah. It's funny, I processed that the same way that I processed. I remember a lot of people were really upset this year when for the playoffs they added those ads at the bottom of the back of the jerseys. Remember, like the mobile ad, every team had those.
Yeah.
I don't know if that feels any different as a player having those back. I think they're adding those like for the regular season now. I think those are staying. I'm pretty sure from what I remember hearing. But I remember.
I'm sure they're doing it. Just I don't know if it's gonna be the mobile like company.
Yeah, no, I know that they're doing it for extra revenue or whatever. But
makes sense.
I remember when they put that in, some people were really upset about it, and I kind of like looked at it and I was kind of like, that looks a little interesting, and then. Anyway, third down. Like it was one of those things where I was like, I'm gonna be honest. I noticed it, and then I kind of was like, I got so invested in the game that I didn't notice it. And what I noticed is other stuff in the game that made me happy or frustrated.
It was for me because I had went to the Montreal versus Winnipeg game.
Oh yeah,
and I was looking, and I'm like. And I realized it was on everybody's jersey. I'm like, oh, that's not just like somebody wearing a shirt or nothing under like an undershirt. Nothing. That's on their jersey, but I ain't really,
Yeah. Fair enough. I think you got one here, Rick.
So this is actually from CB's on CFL Reddit. Hey, this is a fan question. What is one thing about the CFL game that you love, and one thing you dislike or would change about the CFL game?
I wouldn't change. I wouldn't change anything. What do I love about it? It's exciting. Like I said, the game, the Winnipeg game. It's funny because most of the games that's most exciting for me was Winnipeg in 2024. Winnipeg last year when we played, it was the game we played in Winnipeg. We ended up losing, but I remember KP had returned it.
Yeah,
and that's when the game, like, I'm like, oh,
that scared the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm like, hold on. And then probably in 2024 when we played SAS, we ended up tying against SAS. That was crazy. The game ended probably like 3 times.
Yeah,
we ended it. They threw a challenge. They challenged the PI on Elijah, and then it was like it was a pass interference. Went back, and I think that's when we ended up going into overtime or whatever. That was the craziest game. That was one of the craziest games. But yeah, it's just the CFL is so exciting. It's like it can be. It's boring at this time, boring at this time, boring at this time. But that last 3 minutes of the CFL game is the most important. Like it's always.
It's funny you mentioned the last 3 minutes because this past season, I want to say probably we had at least 4 or 5 games go down to the last 3 minutes this past season. So if anyone knows what the last 3 minutes are like, and you get really nervous as a fan because you're like, okay, are they going to come down and score a touchdown? Is it going to be an interception? It's going to be like turnover.
It's such exciting football, though.
Was it the Labor Day game? It was y'all
Ah.
versus.
Oh yeah, when Toronto got the
Oh,
Yes,
touchdown
it
with like
was.
17 seconds left.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Oh,
That was crazy.
I texted this guy immediately because I'm like talking to him. I'm like, how do you feel? He's like, oh, I feel all right. And then I'll text in 10 minutes. I'm like, still feeling all right? Are we still feeling all right, Rick?
That was insane.
Yeah, that's why I was telling people, I'm
Ridiculous.
like, game's not over until that clock reaches
Yeah,
zero.
yeah,
Arbuckle
that game
threw
was
like a good 100 yards in the span of like 10 seconds of game clock. Like,
That's what I mean. Like, if you have a pocket passer quarterback, like you can get it down the field like 3 passes.
Mm-hmm.
is that where
Yeah,
the waggle's a cheat code right there? Getting it down the field
low
so damn
key.
quick.
Yeah, but other than that, yeah, that's why I say the CFL game it's exciting, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's fun to watch. It's fun to be in. Um, it's just amazing. You know, it's never a dull moment with the CFL. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, and that's
Matter of
what.
fact, then I can add when we played Toronto, we went onside, then we went onside again. That was like
Oh my goodness.
I ain't gonna lie, special teams is crazy in the CFL. It's
Yeah.
like every aspect of the game is important out here. It's important everywhere, but like it's
Let's just put it this way. It's a lot different than the kicking down in the States. Because when you
yes,
have to kick the ball down there, their kicking game, I'm sorry, but that's just the worst kicking
I
thing
feel
ever.
like I feel like that's kind of the big thing. If you're maybe someone, if for someone who's not familiar with the CFL, I feel like that
mm-hmm.
might be kind of the biggest. Like, obviously, there's changes, there's rule changes, this or that, but the actual biggest, like the most effective change is from what everything I've seen, it's that special teams in the CFL is kind of a bigger part of it's a bigger portion of
Yeah,
that game than it is in a lot of the American versions
yeah,
of the game. Not like there's no purpose to it or that it's not useful, but I feel like it can really have a bigger effect in the CFL on a game than it can
mm-hmm.
necessarily down south, from what I've seen
Mm-hmm.
at least.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Expect and then the punt is different. The punt is like you have to return it. There's no fair catching. There's none of
Yeah.
that. You gotta return it. So
I
like
love that so
the
much because
special team. It I didn't like it at first because you know as a gunner you running down the field and you want to hit them as soon as they get it, but you gotta get that 5 yard halo. So that was getting once you got used to that, you was like, okay, I see how this go. But getting
yeah.
used to that was a struggle at first.
Yeah, I think for
Or
me,
or you
I love it the way it keeps the play moving because I guess because it's a bit different in the sense of obviously I have my biases that I grew up watching Canadian football and then afterward
Mm-hmm.
kind of, I was more Canadian football first, American football second, you know what I mean, as like in terms of my exposure. And so for me, I remember when I first really started to get into football and I was kind of seeing some games down south, I'm kind of like, why are they rewarding him for killing the play? He puts his arm up and they just blow the whistle. What's this? And so, like, it's one of those things where, like, kind of like now knowing more about the game, I understand why they do it, but
Right.
I'm a big fan of the way we do it up here.
See,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was gonna say, and then Carter, we have people like your my team where we like to throw out special plays on fourth down. Where we had Nick Constantino throw for a first down in one game, and then you guys threw like that. What was it like? Almost a touchdown, or was it a touchdown when we played you guys? The day that Ted Gavea passed away, when we played you guys, and you guys threw that special teams touchdown, and I think it was weak foul who caught it that time. And you guys,
Interesting.
we had like too many men, or we didn't have enough men, and they weren't paying attention. Then you guys threw it and caught us like off guard for a touchdown.
There you
Like you
go.
don't see those plays down in the states.
Never a dull moment, but
Question before y'all go, can y'all hear that in the background?
yes,
Y'all can.
yeah. But it's like
Let me
It's
see.
all
I
good
can
though.
still hear you. I'll put it this way: I can still hear you
Okay,
just
as long
fine.
as y'all can still hear me, I didn't know if y'all can hear that a lot. If it's allowed in the background.
No,
No,
it's
you're all
it is what
good.
it is.
Okay.
Although I did have a bit of an interesting one here. What is the funniest? And this can be from any time playing football. What is the funniest locker room story or prank that you have either directly witnessed or heard from others? And I'm gonna say whatever you're comfortable talking about,
Funniest
because we've
locker
heard
room
some wild ones.
story. Um, nah. I don't know if I should share this.
Whatever you're comfortable saying. If you're not comfortable saying it, that's totally fine.
I don't know. I don't know if I should share this.
I don't want to get you in trouble.
Nah, I don't think that. That's not even a funny story. This is a crazy situation. I'm trying to figure out something that's actually funny or a prank. A prank. Ever. Nah, I don't. What I have happened in in the locker room last year, and it was crazy. Our toilet got messed up. The toilet was messed up, and we didn't know what was going on. And they called the people to come fix the toilet. And when they came in to fix the toilet, they opened up the pipes, and they ended up pulling a pair of boxers out. And we didn't know what this is. I don't know how long it was there or what, but it had the whole locker room area, everything stink. But luckily, it was a bye week, so nobody was in the locker room at the time when they cleaned it up. But that was that was probably the funniest or the most wildest, whatever story I could think of. Like, that was random. Like, I've never seen nothing like that before. It was crazy.
Fair enough.
Still don't know who Jordan was, but that was probably the most randomest thing to happen.
Interesting. We got another one. This is a bit of a strange question. This is from one of our viewers from at pfresh204, like just PPHERSH204 on the CFL Reddit. He asks, if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Every time teleportation.
Teleportation? That'd be one hell of a tool on defense.
Anywhere.
He said what?
I said that'd be one hell of a tool on defense. Imagine that. You just teleport in front of the guy.
Sure.
That'd be crazy.
Sure. But it's like sometimes I love traveling, but sometimes I wish I could just get there.
Yeah. Well, you know what the thing is? I find it's like the first couple times you go on a plane, you're like, wow. And then every time afterwards, you're like, oh, I just have to wait in the airport. And then I got like
go to sleep as soon as I
have to deal with like people, and then it gets delayed.
The delays is the worst.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, that's easy. I say that every time, teleporting.
That's fair. This is another one from one of our viewers. This is from at Blue Whale 177 from the CFL Reddit. He asks, "What is your favorite Canadian snack? Is that ketchup chips, coffee crisp, poutine, or something else?"
Ketchup chips is a crazy thing I don't know who idea that was, but that's actually a crazy thing to make. I had poutine for the first time 3 weeks ago. I'm not so like I don't see the hype behind it. I don't see the hype behind it. Favorite snack. I gotta
ask you now where you got it. Who screwed it up for you?
I was at the Senate.
At like at Parliament? Like at the Senate, like in Ottawa?
It's Tarvin, the Senate. It's a restaurant out here.
Okay, I was about to say.
Okay, well, if you go to Montreal's the place to go if you're gonna have one. That's real. Like
Schwartz's Deli, Montreal. Even if you don't like poutine there, they got a really good like pastrami Montreal smoked meat sandwich. Really good stuff. I'll put it this way.
I'm gonna give it a try.
If you try it there and you don't like it, then you don't like it. There's no way you would like it if you tried it there and it's not for you. Schwartz's Deli, Montreal.
Yeah, I gotta get it in Montreal first before I can say like, no, I will never do it. But I can't. Can't do it. Devontae Dedmon, he swears poutine is the best thing. Devontae Dedmon he'll get poutine from McDonald's. I'm like, bro, he tripping. Like,
maybe not McDonald's. Like,
he'll get poutine from anywhere, and he swear poutine is the best thing ever. I'm like, bro, you can't tell me you can't.
That's okay. Yesterday I had a shawarma poutine.
Oh, what? What?
So a poutine with shawarma meat in the poutine.
Nah.
Okay, that one's new to me. That one's new. I've tried some out there. I've tried like some like buffalo chicken poutine, some kind of like a bunch of other stuff kind of mixed in, like kind of like some like smoky barbecue with like brisket like put in it. That one, the shawarma one, that's new to me. Haven't heard that one.
So is it poutine if there's no gravy in it?
I would say no. I'd say the requirement is you need fries, cheese curds, specifically cheese curds. Shredded cheese doesn't count.
Maybe
and gravy.
That's to you.
I mean, to me, it's like a big part of it. It like screws you.
Okay, so DeAndre, here's a question: pre-game meal. What's your
Ooh, that's a
go-to?
good one.
Like,
Yeah.
For a long time, it used to be because I really don't eat when it's too like getting too close to the game. So I
Yep.
probably eat like breakfast and then eat some like if it's I wouldn't eat nothing too crazy, but it used to be what do they call it? The lox, the bagel with the salmon.
With the salmon,
It's
I'm
what
trying to
is
remember.
it called?
Talking like a pretzel, like.
No. It's a bagel. It's like a breakfast. It's a breakfast. What do they call this dang thing?
filet of fish.
It's really just salmon, but the salmon's not cooked all the way. It's not cooked all the way. Hold on, I got y'all.
He's
Bagel
like, I
and
gotta look
lox.
this up.
Hold on.
Is that what it is?
It
I'm seeing bagel and lox, like
yeah
LOX.
yeah LOX.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
The lox bagel.
I've never tried that, but that kind of looks good.
It used to be that, and then before the game, I used to go to Whole Foods. I get a Chipotle turkey sandwich, and I
That
get a
sounds good.
BioSteel drink, and that'll be my pregame meal. So that'll be my game day meal right there all the time. But after a while, I think one game I ate the lox and my stomach was messed up, and I stopped eating it. But I
No.
always get I always get the Chipotle turkey sandwich from Whole Foods.
There you go. Well, I'd say it's worked out pretty well for you so far.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. I'm simple. Nothing too
Yeah.
crazy on game day. In college, I didn't eat on game day.
Yeah. Just
I
didn't
used to be out there
don't want to load
feasting.
it up too much going
I
in.
did it. I did it in the CFL, and I never do it again.
There
I
you go.
almost, I almost passed out mid game doing that.
Not from hitting the uprights.
It's funny. Nah, not from hitting. That would be crazy. I hope I never hit them uprights, man.
Well, just gotta survive it one more
What
year.
are some of the most
Yeah.
difficult guys to go up against, and what goes into preparing for them?
Um, the most difficult guys.
Just be lucky you guys haven't been burned by Kenny Lawler yet.
Um, before I don't think I ever went up against him like because he's on the outside, so I never really went up against him. I would say before Gino got here in Ottawa, it was Gino. My first in 2024 was my first time going up against him, and I it was a battle. I got me a pick against him. He got a nice catch on me. It was a battle for sure. Him, I say Tim White. Um, those two for me, it's two different receivers. Gino is
Mhm.
like he go up and get it, and then Tim White is like a speedster. So it's just
Mm.
watching. You just gotta watch tendencies with Tim White. It was like watching tendencies with him. You can figure out if he going deep by just certain things. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give up too much with my tips because he's my teammate.
I'm
But
about to say, don't give up too much,
I'm,
please.
I'm not gonna give up what I used to like, what I go look at for film. But with Gino, he's a big play guy. Like they like throwing him up and stuff like that. So figuring out his tendencies, getting in and out of routes, um, and really just with him, he got strong hands. So you gotta come with it. You gotta rake at the ball, everything. You gotta be physical. With him, he's a big physical guy. So yeah, those two guys is I can say the two toughest guys, the receivers that I've been against. Philpott's nice too. Um, but
Tyson?
yeah. For me, both of them is nice actually. But for me, it was just I don't really be on the outside, so I can't. I'm out. I'm on the outside. I'm on the inside, so it's different for me. Like I go up against different receivers all the time, so I really can't just say who's a tough. For me, I just can't. I've never really been the type of person to say who's a tough battle for me. It's just I just go into a game and That's yeah.
Yep, fair enough. Just got to prepare for everything, no matter
Yeah, I
who it
just
is.
prepare for every. Yeah, I really just prepare for whoever it is that week. I don't really have like who's my toughest. I can say those two in the CFL for me so far has been probably my toughest battles for sure.
Fair enough. One actually that we had here as well. Is there any reason or any meaning behind your jersey number?
33 was because in college, well, high school I wore three. I wore three, and then in college I wore 33. That's my first number in college, and so when I got the chance to change to 33, I took that opportunity with no hesitation. So, and then in Winnipeg I'll be wearing 27. 27 was my cousin's number in high school. With the cousin I was telling you about who I looked up to
Yep.
watching football. He wore 27. And he's one of my big influences with football. So it's kind of like a shout out to him. So yeah, that was
Yeah.
pretty much the choice behind that. I really wish I could have got 3 or something. I tried to see if I can get 3 or 33, but both of those numbers are taken. So
Yeah.
27 was like the next available number that I can see me wearing. So yeah,
Yeah. Have you worn 38 in the past?
yeah, I did. My first year.
I see. And
So my
so,
first year behind that number, it was like I don't remember the choices I had coming in, but 38, I was like, okay, my first year on varsity, I wore 8, and then my last 3, I wore 3, and I'm like, all right,
there you go. Put them
33.
together.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I think Rick, you had the next one.
Is there like coming up through the CFL, once you started to learn the CFL, was there a favorite player of yours to watch?
In the CFL,
Kind of, it doesn't. I'll open it up. It doesn't have to be a
That doesn't
CFL.
have to be
It can be
CFL. That can be anything.
growing up watching football, one of my favorite players to watch was Andre Johnson. I'm from Houston, so the Texans, we had Andre Johnson, and Andre Johnson went through so many quarterbacks. Not so many quarterbacks, but he didn't. I'm not gonna say he went through so many quarterbacks. D Hop went through so many quarterbacks, but Andre Johnson, it was just like seeing him represent the city. He not even from Houston, but seeing him and how he played, he was in the organization wasn't so great at the time. It was just watching him was amazing. And then I want to say he was probably the first professional football I've ever met going to a open practice. I met him at an open practice. That was cool. Other than that, who else? The older I got, like whenever I came up to becoming a DB, I watched guys like Darius Slay, Kenny Moore, um, Derwin James. Even back then, like Troy Polamalu, Eric Reed, those type of guys. Sean Taylor was one of he was I used to like watching his highlights and stuff. That pretty yeah, that's some guys I used to watch on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Offense, offense is offense. Odell was a guy I used to watch. Who else I could say I used to watch on offense? Vince Young was one of those guys. Um, But yeah, that's pretty much that's the type of people I used to watch growing up. Honestly,
Fair enough.
probably missing a few guys that I used to watch as a kid, but I got Brian Dawkins jersey,
There you
uh,
go.
Michael Vick. So yeah, it was a couple guys I used to watch growing up. But as I got on the defensive side, I started focusing on DBs and stuff like that.
Fair enough. Another one that we got here is do you have any pregame rituals or maybe any even like superstitions for kind of before games?
Um, it really goes off like how I perform a game. Like if I perform the game before doing something, like wearing a certain thing, I I usually try and repeat it. One thing I hadn't noticed, like I think I'm a long sleeve type of guy.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I used to wear the 2 sleeves, but I think now I'm just like a full long sleeve type of guy. Um, Music wise, I make a playlist before the season starts, and I try to listen to that every game. At one point, I wasn't going out before the game. Like I would just sit in the locker room and just like calm my nerves. I wouldn't even go out there like people go out there run around before the team
Yep.
warm ups. I wouldn't do that for a while. Like that was a superstition of mine. That's really it. It's nothing too crazy, honestly.
Just simmer down and
Too.
lock in.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. It really is just like if I do something in a game, like say I catch a pick with a certain type of with certain type of gear on that game, I'll try to wear that same gear the next game because I'm like, okay, this might happen. You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
I see Rick smiling right now because he's thinking of Bo Levi Mitchell and the Boveralls. That's what he's thinking of. Let's say, Rick, I know that look. I know what you're thinking of right now with the
Hey,
blue
I told you
overalls.
the perfect promotion this year. The person wearing the overalls with the McManus toothpick.
Oh, there you go. Got it all
Yep.
set up.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Works out. So in the CFL, well, I guess kind of everywhere, but this will apply a decent amount in the CFL. Weather conditions can have a significant impact on the game. What's the most challenging weather that you've ever had to play in? And this doesn't have to just be CFL. This can be anywhere. And how did you adapt? And also, what is your favorite weather to play in?
The most challenging weather was versus South Dakota State in at when I was my last year at Illinois State. I want to say it was 13 degrees. It was snowing. That was the coldest game I ever played in. I had to put the toe warmers in my shoes. I had on 2 pair of tights.
So you said 13 degrees, right?
Yeah.
So that's Fahrenheit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm doing the conversion right now. So that's about minus 10 Celsius. Okay, so that's cool. That's fair.
But the crazy thing to me was the fact that how many people was out there watching the game.
Oh yeah. You might. I will say, with you signing in Winnipeg, you might have to get used to a little colder than that.
Yeah, I already got my mindset on that. Like, hey, it's cold out there, so.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because I remember. Oh, yeah, yes,
I
right.
was gonna say, keep in mind, the one time when I sent Carter a jersey, this guy walked out to his mailbox. And
this is down the street
in flip flops and shorts.
Nah, that's crazy work.
So just for context, that's about minus 30 degrees Celsius. So if I do the conversion here, that's about minus 22 Fahrenheit was the weather that day.
You walked outside with.
Yes, I walked down the street in Crocs and shorts. And I'm on the phone with Rick. And Rick's like, "You're crazy. What are you doing? You're crazy." I'm like, "I'm just getting the mail." I don't do that all the time. I don't know. It's one of those days. I don't know what it is. Sometimes it's just those days where it's like the number is really cold, and then I walk outside and I just don't feel it. And then some days the number is a lot. Is it well? It depends on the winter. To be fair, sometimes we'll get like really bad winters, really cold winters, and some that are warmer. One that was actually really bad. And this one, it does kind of come into play with CFL, was so in 2020, CFL season's canceled, doesn't happen because of COVID or whatever. 2021, the CFL season does happen. However, it started later in the year because kind of like second wave COVID or whatever, which meant that the West Final in Winnipeg was in December, which usually they like to be done by mid-November. And I was at that game. And it had snowed like a Buffalo Bills game before that. When I got to my seat, because I have season tickets for the Bombers or whatever, it was a block of snow below my seat. Like they had shoveled out like the walkways or whatever. But it's one of those things where I could literally, if I sat down and I had a bottle drink, I wouldn't even have to put it in the cup holder. I could just stick it in the snow underneath and it'd be like my own personal fridge. And so I remember that because it was a crazy time. So snow games are always an interesting one.
I haven't really the game in South Dakota State. It was a snow game, but it wasn't no crazy snow. Like the snow had it was falling, but it wasn't like those Buffalo Bills type snow games before. But like I said, that was the coldest game and probably one of the toughest games playing. But it was fun though. It was fun. Yeah. My favorite type of weather is probably like a nice little 7-degree, probably about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Perfect weather.
7 degrees, you said?
70.
70. I was about to say 7.
Yeah,
Okay, so
70.
basically like literally like moderately above room temperature. Just a really
Yeah,
nice fair day. That's probably the most fun weather to watch a
yeah,
football game in as well.
yeah.
That's fair.
So I kind of have like a side question here. So, you spent most all of your career in Ottawa. Former teammate of yours, now Cat, Kenny Onyeka, has now joined the Cats, former
Hmm.
teammate of yours. He also spent all his whole career, in Ottawa. What's it like to go from like spending, 3 years plus? I know you only spent 3 years, but 3 years plus in one city, and now you got it. It's like going on another adventure to
Hmm.
another one
Yeah.
when you go sign with another team.
Shout out to Kenny. Kenny, I'm working out with Kenny right now in the off season out here in Ottawa.
Oh,
But
nice.
for that, it's just it's just like the situation with college. When I was in college, I was there for 5 years or whatever, and then sometimes you just need a change of scenery.
Yeah.
And it's like so even when you're in high school, you leave high school, you go off to college, it's another change of scenery. It's that's what comes with the game of football.
Yeah.
um you might spend your career in one city, you might spend a couple years in one city, then go to another city. It's just that's what comes with it. It's something, I think it's something we all get used to. But
Yeah.
the fresh start is, somewhere you, it's like coming in as a rookie again. You don't know what the situation is for you, but you come into work, you come to earn your spot, be in a city, be in a new city, get into community with new people, you meet new people. It's I like it. um I'm really, I've never thought I'd be in this part of, first of all, I never thought I'd be in Canada, like I said, but being in Winnipeg, that's going to be something totally different for me. Being from Houston, like a big city, I don't know what the city of Winnipeg is like, but I'm ready to like get out
I
there
can tell you the
and
food spots. I got you covered.
and that's another thing, like learning different food spots. um I'm out here trying to figure out like different food spots. I've been here for 3 years, but I always tend to eat the same thing. I'm picky with my
Yeah.
food,
Oh
but i'm
yeah.
trying to I'm trying to get into the to where I can start trying different restaurants and stuff like that. So it's a like I said, I like the fact that going to a new place, um getting into it with a new fan base,
Yeah.
getting into
Let,
community and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm excited about all that.
let's just
Yeah.
put it this way. With Hamilton and Winnipeg, those two fan bases alone will, if you're not playing up to snuff, they will tell you.
Yeah,
That and
yeah, yeah,
Saskatchewan. I think those are kind
yeah.
of your three that where the fan base is very hardcore for both
Hmm.
the benefits of that, but then also sometimes the cons of that.
They gonna let you know. They gonna
Exactly.
let you know.
And
Yeah.
so and that's the well. First off, you're mentioning restaurants. Winnipeg is a for. It's funny. Winnipeg kind of gets a bad rap in some other aspects for other issues that Winnipeg has. One thing they do well, they have there's a ton of restaurants in Winnipeg. For the size of Winnipeg, there's a lot more restaurants than a typical city that size would have. So food wise, you should be pretty much good. I would suggest not walking around in the North End at night. I think that's a bad idea. So I would advise against that. It's
No
not a very walkable city. It's pretty much everybody drives for everything.
drive.
That's
Yeah.
that's kind of just that's kind of
The
how it
only other
functions
thing
here.
about Winnipeg that I noticed was the underground stuff going on. Like I guess you call it the underground city. I don't know. They got stores underground and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess yeah. In downtown, there is a bit
Yeah,
of that.
downtown. Yeah.
I will say, I'm gonna be honest. I've been in that only a couple times in my life. I've just never had a reason to be
Okay.
there. As pretty much everything they have there, they have in other parts of the city.
Right. Right.
But
I'm just familiar because that's where we stayed when we was going out there. That's where we stayed. So like
oh, I see, I
we
see.
we was trying to cross the street. You would have to go underneath there to get across the
That
street or
has
whatever.
changed since then. That used to be how it functioned. So you're talking about
Uh huh.
Portage, Maine, the main intersection in the center of Winnipeg. They used to have
Right.
these barricades up, and if there was no crosswalks, you would
Right.
have to go under to get over.
Mhm.
Yeah, that has changed. They've basically completely redone it, and now it's
Mhm.
just a normal crosswalk there. Which was very controversial when they did it, but it was because the city of Winnipeg was too broke to spend the money to retrofit what was going on
Yes.
underneath. So it's a lot cheaper to just take the barricades down.
Yeah.
So that is what they did.
And let me ask you one more thing about
Yep.
food. Is there good Caribbean food spots out there?
Good Caribbean food spots. I'd say probably. I'm not. There's not one that I can think of off the top of my head as I don't get Caribbean food a ton, but I'm sure it's out there.
I'll figure it. I'll figure it. Don't worry about it. That's the first thing I do is try to find a good Caribbean food.
That's why Google's always your friend.
Yep.
Yes. There you
Yep.
go. You'll be able to.
And TikTok nowadays. That's where I go.
Oh, there
Oh,
you
yeah,
go.
that too.
Now, one that we kind of didn't have here, the one that I actually just thought of that I was curious about, is besides, I'm going to say besides Ottawa, because you'd been playing there, kind of with that being kind of your home field for a while. In the CFL, what was your favorite building to play in besides Ottawa? Just kind of as you'd been playing there, as kind of that being your home base as an away player.
As a away player, top 3. No, I'm not even gonna say top 3 because I'll go Winnipeg for sure. I'm not even being biased. Like, I'm being honest. Like Winnipeg, Sask, and Montreal, and then I'll say BC because of the dome. I just like the dome in BC.
You like the dome, yeah? That's fair.
Yeah, and then like the Winnipeg, Sask, and Montreal is just like those hostile environment. I like Hamilton. The only thing I don't like about Hamilton is their field.
Just the field itself, or
yes, I don't like the turf in Hamilton. That's the only thing I don't like about Hamilton. But
I will say though, if you do not have, oh no, you'll be in Winnipeg, so you won't be able to do that. If you ever get a chance to come back to Ontario and watch a Labor Day game, you got to watch Toronto and Hamilton. Like those
Toronto,
games
Hamilton.
get.
oh,
I mean,
he's
Winnipeg
gonna
and
experience
Saskatchewan get
Winnipeg.
pretty gnarly too.
Winnipeg, Saskatchewan is a fun. Well, because even Winnipeg has been doing this for years, and I think Saskatchewan is just kind of because Winnipeg and Saskatchewan will do their back to back, where they'll have the Labor Day Classic over in Saskatchewan, and then the very next week they'll have the Banjo Bowl over in Winnipeg. Which, if you're wondering, do you know how that had started or no? The Banjo Bowl.
Like when I watch and I hear Banjo Bowl, I never knew what it meant.
So
I just
the reason it is called the Banjo Bowl is because there is a kicker for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers named Troy Westwood, who was asked by the media, like how do you feel next week going and playing in the Labor Day game over in Saskatchewan? And he said something along the lines of, I don't need to worry about all those banjo picking inbreds. And that went viral and exploded. And now we have a game every year called the Banjo Bowl because of it. Yes. So it's always the following week. So those are your two big Winnipeg, Saskatchewan games. And you'll see a lot of traveling fans for that. I go to Regina every year for that game in Saskatchewan. And it's always a fun, chaotic time. And it's always interesting as well because I've always found that regardless of wherever team is in those standings, those games, especially Labor Day, always end up being pretty close.
Right.
Yeah.
How far is that travel from
Winnipeg to Regina?
Winnipeg to Regina.
So if you're driving, it's about, I'd say,
we did it in
6.5 hours, including stops. Like about 6 hours driving. It's not too bad. Yeah.
That's not bad.
And I'll put it this way: if it's about the most boring drive you'll ever see because it's a flat, straight line for the entire way.
No mountains, no nothing.
It's all prairie farmland. That is all it is.
Those are the type of road trips I don't like.
Yep. You might find the occasional scarecrow or like old hut that's been abandoned.
Me and a few of my buddies, we went out to Winnipeg the one weekend. We went to the Bombers game the Friday night with Carter. Then we all drove. Went to Saskatchewan the Saturday for the Rider game, and then an NHL game on the Sunday. And
we drove back to Winnipeg to see a Jets game.
I slept mostly the whole way in that car.
Oh, I know. I heard. Rick, I'm aware you slept in the vehicle. I heard it.
Oh no,
I
I'm just
was
telling
driving.
him.
Wait, you was
Um,
driving the whole time?
oh yeah, because there was like 4 of us in his car.
Yeah, it was my vehicle because I live here in Winnipeg, so it was just
Rick,
easier doing
Rick,
that.
Rick, you're like me. People don't like driving with me because I fall asleep.
You know what though? I will say there was so the year after that, me and my other few buddies, we did the whole Montreal Ottawa trip in one
Mhm.
weekend. Um, have you obviously you've done the trip from Ottawa to like Toronto or no?
I've done that once.
Okay. That first time, the first leg where you think, oh, it's 75 kilometers, we've done it, we're almost there. And then you're like, oh, damn, there's another 75 kilometers to go until you get to just Ottawa. And then it's Montreal's another 2 hours.
Yeah.
There you
The that trip to Toronto, it was cool, but the only reason I didn't like it because I got Tesla, so I got a charge, and that was the word like driving.
Oh,
It added like another hour and a half to the trip because I had to stop and charge. That was the worst part about the whole trip. But other
oh,
than
I
that, it
see.
wasn't. It's nothing crazy because that's like me driving from Houston to Dallas, which is a smooth little travel. But I'd rather just go Ottawa to Montreal. It's 2 hours, probably not even two. That's quick.
That's
I mean, to go from Hamilton to Toronto is about an hour and a half,
Yeah, and
maybe an hour, depending on, because,
yeah.
well, you can actually get from
yeah, but isn't that like an
just
hour and a
on the
half?
outside of
But it's like,
Hamilton.
but that's
On the
like
outside of
painful
Hamilton
traffic
to BMO
driving.
Field, you can do it in like 40 minutes on the train.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go. Another one I got here is, and this is another fan question from Cheebs on the CFL Reddit. He asked, "What advice would you give to young players to step up their game?"
Um, just work consistently. Just be consistent with your work. Perfect your craft. Every chance you can, just get out there on the field and work at something. Figure out what you need to work on. Like if you're a DB, figure out what type of breaks you need to work on. Figure out if you excel at press or off man. Work the opposite. Footwork is important for all positions. Make sure you're hitting the weights, stretch, um, mental, keep your mental right. And also just be a student of the game. Like regardless of what you playing, CFL, basketball, hockey, baseball, you just got to be a student of the game. It's always good to learn from your peers, learn from your coaches, be coachable. Um, all that, man. Is you can't get here just off pure talent. Some people do, but not everybody. Not everybody getting to where they getting off pure talent. It gotta be some hard work, and then most importantly, just be deep in your faith, drown in your faith. Keep God in everything that you're doing. That's my biggest thing. Like I work, I work hard to get here. My friends will tell you like my friends that I grew up with, they'll tell you like, man, I always wanted to just go work out. Just work out, work out, work out. Do something like it don't matter if I'm playing football. I wanted to go play basketball. I'm doing something to like, better myself in what I'm doing. I travel to work out like 45 minutes in the city just to figure out somewhere to work out in Houston. Or that's my biggest thing. Make sure you working every day, even on your off days, figure out something you can do like stretching, active recovery, um, be a student of the game, and be deep in your faith. Like I said, keep God in everything you do. Without Him, none of this is possible. Especially like I tell people that all the time. None of this is possible for me without Him. So,
Fair enough. Think Rick has
What
this
was
one.
the most challenging moment of your professional career, and how did you overcome it?
um, my rookie year playing against Calgary, I gave up 2 touchdowns and I got benched. And like I could easily, shut it down, but it was on some like I said earlier, I was helping Sherrod out with his camp. He was one of the guys that like kept me like letting me know stay in it. Brandon Dandridge, he was one of them. Like both of them, like I had a couple vets like in my corner, like you a rookie, like stuff like that's gonna happen. It's the game of football.
Yeah,
That was one of the games where I was like, man, this was terrible. I'm looking at myself like, bro, what you got going on? And then come back to work the next week and watch film, figure out what I did wrong, and it's been up ever since.
Yeah, just kind of keep moving forward, not kind
Yeah,
of falling and
yeah,
drowning in that. No.
yeah. Don't drown in your bad plays or your bad games or stuff like that. Because you worry about stuff like that, it's just gonna keep on going downhill for you.
Yeah, fair enough. This next one here is from our friends over at CFL Fans Fight Cancer. They're wondering, has cancer touched your life in any way?
Yes. My grandmother. First, my aunt. She was diagnosed with cancer when I was in, I want to say junior high, high school. She beat cancer. She beat breast cancer, and then most recently, a few years ago, my grandmother. She also had cancer, and she had also beat her breast cancer. She's in Trinidad right now. I went to visit her recently, back in January. So yeah, both of them have both dealt with cancer, um, both beat cancer, and then so with like cancer for me, like even last night I was at United Way mental health event with some of the guys out here,
Oh
and I
yeah.
was just thinking like I always wanted to do like an event. I always wanted to do like a bowling event. Like I mean in college, I had like an NIL thing with what's the man, I just was thinking about it. It was an organization that my aunt she did it was a 5K with when she was going through her breast cancer. It was a 5K walk she did in Houston, based in Houston. I did like a little partnership with them and something that I want to do. Like I like bowling, so I don't.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
sir.
I've been trying to think of like an event that I can do, like a charity event or like a something like an event to do with like breast cancer and then bowling and make it into an event. So
Well, there
like
you
so that's
go.
something I've been thinking about doing, but I just don't know how I want to put that together and how I want to set it up. But
So, one thing that I'm gonna show is I don't know if you've ever done this. You, I don't know if Carter knows this, but next weekend we have our CFL kickoff event
mhm.
for CFL Fans Fight Cancer, and we got a Winton McManus signed jersey to auction off next weekend.
Right.
So I know maybe Winnipeg has one of those um events, and it's just like I'm not saying go to it, just like you there's people that,
Yeah, I
go
know
get
that they kind of
jerseys.
they'll host their events all over the place. I'm not sure, to be honest, if there is an
Mhm.
event they're hosting in Winnipeg, because I've only went to one personally. I know they always do one before Grey Cup, and of course with this Grey Cup last year being Winnipeg, I
Mm.
was that was my first time going into it. Honestly, it was a blast. It was just kind of a great time, just because at least especially with my generation, there's a lot of people in my generation who unfortunately don't watch CFL. And so it was one of those things where for me, I was like, oh my God, I'm surrounded by people just as much of a nerd as me. This is great. Um, but about CFL football. So it's a fun time though. I love what they do over at
Mhm.
CFL Fans Fight Cancer. So and then our last one here, and this one can sometimes be an interesting one depending on how this goes. What was the weirdest thing you've ever had to sign, along with maybe your strangest encounter with a fan?
Weirdest thing. I don't know. I've gotten asked to sign Crocs, like some worn down Crocs. I'm like, you probably just played. You sure you don't want me to sign like a paper? Like they give out pictures and stuff at the game. I know you like you can give me that or something. I was like,
So,
I'm gonna sign your Crocs and you just gonna run. You finna go back outside and run these again.
do,
Or somebody walked up to me after the Toronto game this past season, and it was on their phone, and it's like, can you sign this? And it was like the whiteboard on their phone, and I signed it, and then he walked off, and this lady was like, don't do that. They be taking stuff like that, and they use it to like they basically use your signature for like different memorabilia and stuff.
Oh,
And
like
I was like,
to
damn,
make like counterfeit signature.
yeah. I
Oh,
was like,
they're
I'm
stealing
looking.
signatures.
I'm like, damn, he just got me. Like, he really walked up with his phone like this. He really walked up with his phone like this and like, can you sign this? I'm like, yeah, I
He
got
just
you, bro.
didn't.
Signed it. I just let him go about his business. And I'm like, she said that, and I'm like, damn, I ain't even think about that.
Yeah, no,
there's
that's fair. I would
actually
not have
in
thought of that
Hamilton.
either.
In Hamilton, we've had like dresser drawers, coffee makers,
Somebody in Calgary I know who goes and gets a
had a
car. They have a
motor,
car engine.
car engine.
get that signed. They have like an
Well,
old school car engine, and every Stampeders player they get
yeah,
to sign that
it's
engine.
it's a guy out here. He walks around after the game. He has like a bill. He asks people to sign a bill, and then this I guess you got the I guess it's like a garden gnome. Somebody walks around one of those. That's probably
I
like,
have this flag here. This is signed by every TICAT person post COVID.
Oh, there you go.
you take that to every game.
Well, not every game, but like if there's like well, if there's like players like pre-game, like in the like outside the stadium doing like autograph sessions,
Yeah,
like even if they're past fans, I'll still get them to sign it. Eventually, I'll get this. I end up getting this framed when it's all full.
right.
But yeah, that's my,
And then you'll make a new one.
and then I'll make a new one.
Exactly.
So
But
But
how do you keep up with who signs it?
what's that?
How do you keep up with who's signing it?
you gotta have like a list somewhere,
Because
don't you?
so if you've so for example, everyone that was on the team last year, when we do our autograph session this year, I won't go up and ask. So like I'll just get like the newer players to sign it. Or
Yeah.
like every year when we have the autograph session, I have photo albums of every year's team. So I'll get a picture with every player so
Okay.
that like every year I have like a photo
It's like
album
a
of like
whole
me and
process.
yeah. Like I think I have like 2 or 3 photo albums just of like different players each year.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. He's
Okay.
got it.
That
He's
makes
got it all figured out.
Yeah, you got
Instead of collecting buttons and stamps and stuff like that. And
There you go.
listen, this stuff's gonna be original when I get my man cave and it's all framed. Like
There you go. When you get it all set up. But I think that's pretty much everything we have. I don't think there's anything else. Rick, am we missing anything? I think.
so this is a non-CFL thing. I
Oh
actually
yeah.
seen this earlier. So Vanderbilt's tight end Eli Stowers did a 45.5-inch vertical jump at the combine this weekend.
you said tight end?
Tight end from Vanderbilt, Eli Stowers.
Vanderbilt. Oh my goodness.
He set the new record since 2003.
45 is crazy, bro. Hey, I tell people all the time, if I can go back and do my pro day, I won't do it. That was the worst numbers ever in my life. I'll never do it again. I'm glad I don't gotta do it again.
And
Well,
the I was actually
The
talking
only
to
numbers
Carter
you need to
about
worry about are those tackles, those interceptions. Worry about those.
Interceptions.
or the ones on your paycheck.
Yeah.
That
Especially
too.
if you're wearing blue with this big W on your jersey. Yeah, that's where you get those numbers. If you're wearing
No,
anything
but
else, it doesn't matter.
I was talking to Carter this year, and it's just like I've noticed like because like when it comes to like the off season, there's like nothing else to do. So like I'm one of the biggest CFL nerds in the off
Yes.
season. Like I come up with like spreadsheets of like all the rosters and future.
He's got
depth
the whole
charts
free
and
agent list.
like
It's
the
all
whole thing.
color coded.
And I didn't realize that there was 14 players that retired this offseason. And
There's a
I'm starting
lot.
to see more and more American players that don't make it in the NFL, like you're saying, and just like coming up to the CFL and
Mm-hmm.
training camps, and it's just like it's interesting to see like everyone, always, yeah, not everyone can play in the NFL, but to just think like there's still other football out there.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the great thing about it. Like I like the fact that we got that. I actually didn't like that they merged. I like the fact that it was a USFL and the XFL.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
it was more opportunities for people. But now, I mean, with them bringing it to one league, it's more competition. And then also, that's also a league to where like once the season over, you have the opportunity to go right into the NFL. So I see
Yeah.
how they doing that there. Then you also can go to Europe and play. You can go indoor league if you want to.
I think
and then you
Australia has their own league, I think, as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then you go to Japan and play too as well.
Oh my
Well, yeah,
goodness,
because they
Japan.
have all the import draft picks, so you got all
Yeah.
like the Europe League and
Yeah,
I-
so it's I like what they're doing with the game of football. It's getting out there. It's like basketball. Basketball's everywhere now.
Yeah. I will say I do think that with the XFL and the USFL merging into the United Football League, I think there's a better chance that league can long term can
Mhm.
stick around rather than necessarily competing for the same. Like it was one of those things where it's like competing in the same market for TV and the
Yeah.
same market for television. Like I don't know if financially it was ever viable to have both leagues in the same spot, which is probably why they decided to merge. If I were to take a
Right.
guess.
Because even with the USFL, when I used to see USFL come on TV, the stands were empty.
Yep, that was one
So
thing I remembered as well.
yeah.
Well, they did
So
this weird like host city format. Like I don't think they did like standard home away games like we're familiar with in the NFL and the CFL. If I could be wrong, I'm pretty sure they had like a couple host cities,
yeah.
and then yeah, it was strange. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, but I think that's pretty much all we have. If there's anything you have, if there's anything you want to promote, any shout outs, anything you want to plug, now's the time, whatever it is.
Man, shout out to my family, my friends.
I do have a side question, just a nice little travel thing. You said you're from Trinidad, correct?
Yes, sir. My family's from Trinidad too.
Okay.
I was born in Houston.
I'm just curious, how far of a plane ride is it from, say, like even like U.S. or on Canada to Trinidad?
Oh yeah.
So for me, going from Ottawa to Trinidad, went from Ottawa to Jersey or something. No, I went to Ottawa to Chicago, and then from Chicago I flew to Houston, and then from Houston I flew to Trinidad. But if I'm flying straight from Houston to Trinidad, it's like what 5.5 hours or something like that. 5 hour trip.
Okay, so it's almost like flying from Toronto to Mexico.
Yeah, it's because
if you're counting the one flight, as opposed to the one to the next to the next.
Right, Trinidad, because Trinidad is it's in the Caribbean. It's all the way at the bottom. It's right next to Venezuela, so it's like I think it's the longest travel when you flying in the Caribbean. So yeah, it's only like a 5 hour trip. When you leave Houston, I think we leave at like 6 or something like that, 5 or 6, and then you get there almost midnight.
Oh, there you go. So.
Yeah, and it's an hour ahead too, or 2 hours ahead or something like that. It might be 2 hours ahead over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
But yeah, like I said, shout out to my family and friends. Shout out to my former teammates here in Ottawa. Shout out to my new teammates in Winnipeg. I want to shout out to the fans of Winnipeg. I'm coming to play some amazing football, some winning football. I'm here to make an impact. I'm trying to get into the community, show my face in the community. Like I was doing a mentorship program out here with the Red Blacks and the OSEG Foundation. I look forward to playing in front of the fans, playing at Princess Auto Stadium. I'm excited. I'm excited for the opportunity. Thank you guys for having me on, reaching out and getting me on the show, letting what I'm saying, getting.
Thanks for joining us.
No problem. I love stuff like this. I never really. This is probably like I think it's my second one since I've been in the league. Is
Seriously, that's it?
Yeah, I want to say it was my second one. The first one I did was with Phil.
Coach Phil?
Of course it was Phil. Of course it was Phil.
That was my first one I did. Other than that,
Phil's a great dude.
Yeah, he is. Great guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Thank you guys. Look forward to meeting you when I get to Winnipeg.
There you go. Yeah, well, thank you so much for joining the show. We really appreciate that. Thank you for signing over in Winnipeg. I look forward to seeing you rocking the blue and gold rather than that nasty black and gold that Hamilton likes having people dress up in. Yuck.
Yep. Rick, hopefully I can meet you when we come out there to Hamilton.
Yes. Yeah. So when you guys come to Hamilton, we have this, I'm sure Winnipeg has it, where we have family on the field after the game.
Right. Yeah.
Winnipeg has it. They just
the away team's tunnel. I'll be around there somewhere.
Okay.
Winnipeg has that, although they do have there is a bit of a delay. Like usually when the game is over, they give I want to say maybe 15 or 20 minutes before they actually start letting anybody go. This is they just to prevent it from everyone coming on the field being all right, if you're going to want to be on the field, you actually have to kind of want it, so that way yeah, you got to stick around a little bit before they but they do that in Winnipeg as well. So, yeah. But yeah. Look forward to playing in front of a sold out crowd, my friend.
And don't forget,
Yeah.
DeAndre, you have to get what do they call them, Carter? Heater boxes for your car.
Yes,
Heater
yeah,
box.
you need a block. Okay, so one thing about Winnipeg, first is because Winnipeg gets very cold in the winter, very cold. Uh, Almost every car in Winnipeg has what's called a block heater installed on it in the front of the vehicle. This is because when now I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure how it works with electric cars, with like Teslas and whatnot. This is mostly for gas cars because that's what I'm familiar with. If in Winnipeg, because of how cold it gets, if you don't have a block heater, if your car isn't plugged in overnight with the heater on it, because the block heater will just kind of keep the engine warm enough. So that way, when you try to start the car, it'll start. Because if it's really, really cold and you don't have a block heater and it's been sitting out in minus 40 the entire night and you try to start, there's a chance that car just won't start and you have to actually like hook up the jumper cables and jump the engine. You know what I mean?
See,
So
this is a different lifestyle for me.
I would look into that. I don't know how that works with electric vehicles. I don't know if that's needed. I don't know if it's something different. But it's called a block heater, so maybe it wouldn't be the worst thing to take a look into. Because Winnipeg, it doesn't snow as much as some places. Like it's not really the snow you get in Winnipeg. It's a very dry, windy cold. It's not a very humid cold. It's dry. It's a dry cold. And it's very windy. Like today, it's been extremely windy here. Some of the highways had shut down because of it, because of all the blowing snow and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Getting under the tires, not safe to drive, whatnot. So, but yeah. But I mean, you're not going to be playing CFL in February, so hopefully it shouldn't be
Yeah.
too bad when you're playing.
Good thing is in 2 weeks it's going to be 20 degrees Celsius out here.
Yeah, out there.
I keep hearing that it's gonna start warming up out here.
Yes, in Winnipeg
Yeah.
we always
Second week of March.
have winter, and then what we call it false spring because it'll get really warm. You get some of the snow melting, and you think it's going to be this beautiful time, and then nope, you get one more blizzard thrown at you. And like we've had snow, we'll have some years where it'll be done by like mid March, and then we'll have some years where it's like a good week into May, and we still got snow. So it's
Don't you
unpredictable.
guys get like snow out in like September, October?
I would not September. Not September.
Oh.
October depends on the year. Not as much recently. More kind of when I was growing up. I remember snow on Halloween. Not as much of a thing recently. But Winnipeg's weather is really unpredictable. It can go from like plus 20 in the day to like minus 20 in the night. It's very. It's like the most bipolar weather I've ever seen in my entire life.
You haven't been to Houston yet.
Oh, you're right. I haven't been to Houston, so I this from my experience.
Bipolar.
There you go.
Shout out. Oh, well, good luck to my mom because she can't take the cold weather. So when she come out there to watch a game, we will see how she reacts to that.
Gonna need to get one of the nice boxes, get her all warm up. Nice big jacket.
My mom will go. If there's TVs like in the concession area or near a bathroom or something, my mom will go and watch the game from there.
Actually, if she has tickets around center field on the, I want to say the east side, there's actually like there's like a lounge area inside with like TVs where it's like indoors, heated. So maybe that's where she'll be watching the game.
Yeah.
On one of the couches in there. It's nice. So yeah. One of the perks of having one of the newer buildings in the CFL, it's got the amenities.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's pretty much all we had. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you kind of giving your time, man. And best of luck and go kick some ass wearing the blue. So yeah.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, and I think that's pretty much almost anything, unless there's anything else you got there, DeAndre.
I just want to take the moment to shout out this is like outside of football, what I do. I'm very passionate about gaming. I like the game. So I've been on Twitch since I was in college. Y'all can go follow me on Twitch. Y'all can come chill in my chat, subscribe to Twitch, drop some subs to the Twitch. Y'all
can you actually can you send me a link to your Twitch and I'll have it in the description of the video and people can check it out that way.
For sure.
Perfect.
Got you. Y'all can go check me out on there. I'm on there gaming almost every day. I Twitch I play with some guys across the league, like Gary, like Gary Johnson. He's one of the main ones. Sometimes I play with James Letch from SAS now. Um, yeah, y'all can catch me on there most of the days, just shooting shit, talking crap, talking football, having fun, joking around. And then y'all can check out my YouTube channel. I post my off-season workouts, my vlogs, some gaming stuff on there. Y'all can check me out there. My Twitch is Sauce Dre. My YouTube is Deandre Lamont. It's my full name, Deandre Lamont.
Link to
And
both of those will be in the description below to any of our
yep,
viewers watching right now.
and also you guys can check out my clothing brand is BTH Streetwear, Believe the Hype Streetwear. We'll have a link to that too as well. Y'all can
Absolutely.
check that out. See if y'all like some of the clothes that I got there. But that's mostly all the stuff I do.
One thing that now that you brought up gaming, one thing that I will mention is we actually had a. I gotta think of what the guy's username is now.
Are you just talking about Nelson
If you actually
Hakovich?
go, huh?
Are you talking Nelson Hakovich, Rick?
Yes, Nelson
Yes.
Hakovich, DeAndre. This guy created all CFL teams, jerseys, and everything that you can download in Madden and use them in franchise mode.
Yep.
Is it the up to date rosters?
I haven't checked yet if that's updated. I don't think it would be updated because free
I don't
agency
think
just
updated
happened.
as a free agency, but maybe end of last season.
You're right. You're right. Don't even worry about it because I was actually just getting ready to go play Ultimate Team, so I'm gonna go check it out as soon as we get done here. Just send me his name. Just message me his name, just
Yeah.
so I can
Well,
go look.
actually, I'll message you. There's because we had actually done a video with him a while ago when college
Mhm.
football kind of first came back with their big game. I think
Right.
it was CFB 25 or whatever, and he started that because he does that in every college game and every Madden game that is coming out. But the code for it is the same. I'll get the code, and you'll put that not as a keyword but as a username when you're searching.
Mhm.
And then it should come up with all the 9 teams. Although you might have to try it a couple times. Maybe try with like a capital
Yeah.
letter at the start or not. Like it's pretty sensitive. But once you get it,
Right.
you get it, and it should be all nine
Also, one
teams.
one thing that I'm gonna mention when you go to download them, if you go to do it in franchise mode, you have to do it as if you're gonna do an online franchise, but not really do an online franchise because that's how you do team builders in
Right.
Madden.
Right. Okay. You
There you
said
go.
what's his name again?
So the
Nelson,
guy's name is Nelson Hakovich. So he has like a Twitter like X account where he posts about
Hmm.
all this sort of stuff. But I can
so DeAndre, do you have your phone with you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Um, type in HACK28YQR.
On
That's the username for when you go into Madden.
that's what you
Okay.
would be searching. Is it a capital H, by the way, Rick, or can you not remember?
Yes, it is.
It's capital H. So
That's the only capital letter there.
yeah.
Hold on. Let me get to my notes.
So hack like HACK, right?
HACK
And then what was the rest of it?
28
28
Y, like the letter Y, and then QR.
QR.
Yep, should be that right there. And then once you put that in, it should show. As long as you're in the username section and not the keyword section, that should show you
Gotcha.
all the teams.
Nelson, if my user, I mean not my user, if my overall is not up to par, bro, you know
Nah.
what's up.
You can
Just
let them
letting you know.
know.
I'm just joking, man.
Yeah. I don't know if he's going to be very generous of you in this next year because he's a Rider fan and now you're over in Winnipeg. So we'll have to see if there's any bias there.
All right. Don't worry about it. I'm proving to him in the game. Don't worry about
Fair enough. Fair enough. Make sure there's no question. Exactly.
it. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Also, thank you to everyone at home who tuned in and watched this. Make sure you guys leave a like, share around, and subscribe. Check out all of his socials below: his Twitch, his YouTube, as well as his clothing brand. Is there anything else you got there, or is that pretty much it?
Nah, that's pretty much it that I can think of right now. That's the only other stuff that I do. Hey, soon I'll be a certified personal trainer on the side too. So if y'all got
Oh,
help,
there you go. Even better.
if y'all got health goals, I'm already have the certification. But if y'all need some health goals, some fitness goals y'all trying to reach, just hit me up, man. I got you.
I
Fair
have to
enough.
do that working on my off-season gut that I have.
Tap in with me, man. I got you.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. And best of luck this year with Winnipeg. And go get some W's. And
Yes,
beat
sir.
Sask. Beat
Yes, sir.
Sask.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank y'all for
There you
having
go.
me. Y'all have a great night.
Absolutely. You guys take care. We'll see you guys next time.